What's going on? She's teasing it here. And today we're just going to be going over a League 6 overview. I haven't planned too much on what we're going to be doing on actual day one in the sense of what tasks we're going to be doing and when. I think I'm just going to kind of wing it when it comes to that point. But as far as the relics we're going to be picking, the area unlocks, and the combat mastery web, we're just going to be going over what we have planned for that. And we're going to be using leaguesplanner.com for this outline. All right, here we are. Today's the 14th. Tomorrow is April 15th, and League 6 will be out. Demonic Pacts. With this, we're going to be starting in a new area in Valimor. Along with that, a lot of just bosses that we're going to be having to do. Early game, we're definitely going to be going towards Moons of Peril for just gear. We'll go for Colosseum probably towards the end. As for the regions, we do get to unlock 3 as well as Kramaja is like guaranteed. So with that, these are the relics. And just quickly, I think we're gonna go Endless Harvest, which gives us fishing, woodcutting, and mining multiplied. I think we're gonna go Friendly Forager, which whenever we do woodcut, fish, mine, or do hunter, we get herblore items as well as herblore XP and a herb sack, which is gonna be pretty decent because when you fill the herb sack, it'll basically force certain herbs if you want it to. And also, we have a 90% chance of not consuming secondaries. For our third, we're probably going to go Evil Eye because this is going to teleport us to every single boss. And especially with like Moons of Peril, or we're not doing Barrows, but when we do Moons of Peril, there's a lot of running. So if it's going to teleport us in front of every boss, that's actually pretty huge. For our fourth relic, we're going to go uh, Transmutation. And this basically, any sort of like resource, you can either uh it's like a high alch where it upgrades 10 of the resource, or it could also downgrade 10 of the resource. A really good example would be like runes. Let's say we have air runes and we want purisans. We can downgrade up to 10 at a time. And in my opinion, in my thought, if we go to a rune crafting spot with a ton of air runes and the runes to create this downgrade effect, we could just downgrade 10 air runes at a time and sit at the rune crafting altar, just gaining rune crafting XP. Another example would be like if we're AFKing some raw fish, we can upgrade it to a higher fish to cook. And then same with like crafting or mining, chopping logs. It's just gonna help us get higher level tier like logs for, let's say, fletching. And then also like a really huge one is the seeds. So this is gonna really help our farming. So I just think this all around is a really good choice. For our fifth relic, I think we're gonna go Larcenous, which basically is just AFK thieving. This is really good because late game thieving, we can thieve for like crafting gems, and it's gonna be like 100%. It's 100% rate, and it's also gonna be AFK, so we can AFK thieving to get crafting items. If we decide to, we can probably find ourselves a farming, like a farming master of some sort, so we could just go thieve like seeds, and then we can use transmutation to upgrade those seeds. But I think all around this is going to be a really good one to have, just the AFK aspect. Sometimes you just can't really play, so between Endless Harvest and Larcenous, this is going to help with that AFK ability. And I think transmutation is going to make rune crafting not so bad. And then for our sixth relic, we're going to go Culling Spree. This is basically a Slayer one, so this is going to solve our Slayer issues. And this also, we gain the effects of a Slayer helmet without needing to wear one. So that makes it to where we don't need Mauritania. We also get 1 to 3 elite clues per superior, and there's a 50 chance that when you kill a superior, another one spawns. For our 7th relic, I think we're going to go reloaded, and we were thinking hotfoot just because it's going to be like free agility, but honestly, that passive agility is nowhere near as good as Grimoire is going to be, just because the locations that we're going to be choosing, we're going to need not so much the spellbook swap, that will come in handy, but the prayers, being able to use all the prayers like rigor, augury, and piety without having to unlock those regions is going to be really huge as well. So we were really set on either using a tier 2 hotfoot and then using reloaded for friendly forager, but we have ended up deciding that we're just going to go friendly forager, scratch out hotfoot, and go for grimoire. And for our 8th relic, we were really heavily thinking executioner, as executioner does like a 20%, like it kills anything when it's below 20% hit points. That being said, I think the minion is going to be bigger because the weapons we're going to be using are going to be high hitting weapons, and this is just going to be able to hit those like last remaining HP. And the biggest thing for me personally is that this minion will loot items for you when you kill creatures, so there's no more need to pick up items. And if that's the case, if we're killing any monster that drops bones, we can go back to transmutation, and I think this works for bones. Yes, it does. Okay, so this minion, if it picks up bones from monster kills, we can use transmutation to upgrade those said bones, whether it's big bones or regular bones, but that's going to help our prayer as well. So that'll solve that issue. Also, the minion for every 5 unique Zamrock items will increase the minion's max hit by 2, which is pretty huge. I don't know if that means it'll go from 10 to 20 or it will go from a 3 to 10. Whatever it is, it's just going to increase DPS, and we will be able to get Zammy items through either clues or just killing certain NPCs that drop Zamrock items. And I think we're going to skip the demonic packs for now. This is a huge thing that will make a lot more sense once we go down to here. The echo bosses and echo rewards. These these are what made me decide the locations I wanted to use for the most part. Specifically, this King's Barrage. This is a crossbow that shoots 2 bolts at once. One is a crossbow attack, and the other is an ice attack. And because of that, the ice attack will freeze any monster. So because of that, we have basically a ranged weapon that also shoots magic. So that's actually pretty huge. So to like benefit from that even more, we went wilderness, and then we went full range. In that sense was we went Asgarnia for Armadillo, and then we went desert for full Missouri. So between these two, we'll have like max range, and then that's just gonna help us hit even higher max hits with our King's Barrage. So because of that, we actually have this plugin that we can put all of our areas and our relics, and it will kind of tell us like what are we missing and what are we solving for like XP gains. And so if we look at it, um this is for, let's say, EXP gains. We have because of our endless harvest, mining, wood cutting, and fishing are going to be like easily completed. It says that um cooking is only half, but with transmutation, cooking is going to be really easy. And because we're mining, making high tier bars is going to be pretty easy with transmutation as well. Agility, since we have wilderness, we can do like wilderness agility course. Asgarnia is going to give us another agility course as well as desert. This could be a bit of a struggle, but I think if we can high alch or maybe do some fletching or maybe potentially crafting, not too sure what we'd be able to craft long term, but we could definitely do like long term fletching here with like broad bolts or something. So yeah, these aren't going to be like the best, but fletching and crafting due to taking the thieving is going to be easy as well. We can pick up uncut gems from the Tazar monsters due to thieving, and Herblore is going to be decently good because of the friendly forager for mining, fishing, and woodcutting. And Hunter, we're going to be getting Herblore items. Slayer is going to be done due to the Slayer perk. Hunter is going to be a bit of a struggle, but I don't think it'll be too bad. We do have Hunter rumors. Construction with the Grimoire. We can do like plank make, so maybe that won't be awful. Who knows? Rune crafting, same with the transmutation. We can maybe transform air runes into pure essence. I'm really not sure if that works, but if it does, that'll be easy for us to just kind of sit at a rune crafting altar and just transform air runes into pure essence back into whatever rune. Magic and prayer will be pretty decently because we have wilderness. We can use the chaos temple, and then all of these like hit points, attack, strength, defense, range, like those are just gonna come naturally from bossing. So I don't think that'll be an issue. Farming, yeah, it might be decently poor XP. I see it says bag plants here, but once again, transmutation is gonna give us whatever seeds we need. We're not gonna get like instant farming XP, but as long as we stay on top of it, it won't be bad. This could only really ruin us if we don't do our farm runs. If we look at the blend, that's like a mix between EXP and AFK. It's not super important. The AFK also isn't that important as we just need mining, fishing, wood cutting, and thieving for AFK. The rest we'll just, grind out on our own. Now, going into the most important, we kind of went through this for really we went through this a few times, and what we what we wanted to focus on mainly was getting this King's Barrage to its highest potential. And to do that, we needed right here, uh it'll be down in the bottom left. It says ice spells now count as water spells. And because of that, um this is a ice barrage effect from the second shot. That's going to be a water spell, which now our water spells um deal increased damage and heal us a percentage. Also, if we get to the very end, water spell hits will bounce back to you, healing you for 60% damage. So every time we shoot the King's Barrage, once we upgrade it to the maximum, it's gonna heal us over time, and the water spells are also gonna heal us. And then we have certain things like regenerate runes, ammo, and charges. And because of that, whenever you uh do that, you have a chance to roll um echo hit. So we tried to make that as high as possible, and we did get over here in the right 120% chance. So every time we deal a shot, we have 120% chance to do an echo hit. So in my assumption, you should be guaranteed to echo hit. And we also did get like on the path of getting this water spell and this ice spell turning into water spell. We have 1% magic damage each, which I think that's gonna play into our King's Barrage as well. So we'll have a higher magic hit from our range shots. And then after that, once we focused on that, we're going to primarily just get every single possibility for range that's going to improve our crossbows. These two are crossbows. Crossbow hits will always max hit, and crossbow attacks roll accuracy twice. And then there's hitting with like bows and throwing items. We're not really focused on that because we're trying to focus on this King Barrage item. But that being said, our King's Barrage weapon is going to be our primary focus. We do get a blowpipe which I don't know if we'll use too much. And then we also get this dagger, the Fang of the Hound, which once again, not too sure we'll use it too much due to the fact that we have little to no melee upgrades. Actually, none, to be honest. So along with these relics, we do have 5% or +5 defense and levels, and that's right here, literally once. So because we're not super defense tanky, I think that uh having the ice spells count as water spells and the water spells healing us is gonna really help us from just planking. And we have a 60% overheal cap as well, which is actually pretty huge. So I think that means at 99 HP, we can get up to really close to 160 HP. And if that's the case, we're going to be able to pretty much AFK a lot of monsters. So yeah, that's our outline for the demonic leagues. There's quite a lot of other stuff going on here, but yeah, this is going to be our layout for League 6, which comes out in about 15, 16 hours or so. So we have just about one day to get ready, get prepared.